According to Professor Jean-Calvin Abaoyono, Cameroon's public universities are suffering from institutional abandonment, derisory fundings, and a crisis of identity that has lasted for decades. He points first to governance, that the National Council of Higher Education, created in 1974 to define government policy on universities, has not met since 1982. That is 44 years of silence. The Professor Oyono says this has left universities in Cameroon as a boat without a captain. Then, the infrastructure. While billions have gone into stadiums and ministries, the professor says our campuses are in decay. He describes obsolete buildings, a lack of water, electricity, internet, and even basic toilets. At the Beto University, for example, he notes that some classes are still being taught under the tree due to lack of lecture halls. The report also targets the explosion of private higher educational institutions, or the IPRES. Professor Abaoyono accuses them of unfair competition, charging exorbitant fees and being allowed to deliver the same degrees as public universities, a situation he called incestuous. But perhaps the most alarming point is on financing, with student enrollment dropping drastically across regions and the national debt now at over 15,600 billion francs CFA. State subsidies, according to him, to universities are coming in what he called homeopathic doses. The budget, he writes, are shrinking like a chagrin skin. Professor Abaoyono is calling for a radical shift. Instead of more stadiums, he proposes a Marshall Plan for universities across Cameroon, funded by the government bond, to rebuild campuses and modernize facilities. He also demands a rationalization of private schools and a substantial recalibration of state subsidies. In his conclusion, the professor asks a direct question: how can higher education be called a national priority when the lecturers don't have offices and students do not have basic facilities? This is Professor Abaoyono's warning. Without urgent action, the university system in Cameroon risks a total collapse.